so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness, which creates and animates all things. Now, of course, understanding this powerful truth is one thing. Applying this incredibly empowering wisdom to everyday life? Well, that's another, which is exactly why we provide you with a fresh serving of soul food for thought 5 days a week to help constantly remind you of what matters most. You are it. And I'm your host, Brandon Beecham. I'm the reflection and extension of you who will be here each Wednesday interviewing a different consciousness changemaker. And on the other 4 weekdays, leading the way to ensure that your perspective is consistently expanded, your vibration is constantly elevated, and your heart is overflowing and full. Also, this episode of the Positive Head Podcast is being brought to you thanks to the support of Gaia. If you're not familiar, Gaia is the go-to source for streaming consciousness content online, and you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out. All right, all you positive heads, welcome to the show. It is Thanksgiving Day here as I record, and so happy to be with you guys. So thankful for each and every one of you who supports the show, loves the show, shares the show, is growing through the show. I know I'm growing through the show, and I just want to start off by expressing my deep gratitude to each and every one of you, my appreciation for you being. Thank you for being. I am so thankful. And so here we go. I'm going to jump right into today's topic. And we've done a little Thanksgiving tap a couple days ago for any, people who are going to be seeing family, and that can be trying at times. So not going to focus too terribly much on thankfulness today or gratitude, since we've went over that. But I do want to talk about it a little bit and how important it is to be appreciative of where you're at, to be grateful for where you're at. This is the path. This is the shortcut to what you want to see more of next. The springboard is finding the beauty, finding the appreciation, finding the gratitude for all the things that have led up to this moment, all of the grimy, crappy things that have happened. Maybe the scenario that you find yourself in now, you're in it. You are in eternity right now. And maybe there's things that you want to change. Be grateful for that, the contrast, to know what it is that you want. You wouldn't know what you want so intensely like you do without the contrast of having that which, in seeing and experiencing that which you don't. So bring gratitude to those things that you are ready to change. Bring appreciation to those things that you're ready to change. And this is how you transmute it. This is how all alchemy is done. So, what I'm going to do today, I'm actually going to read from, let's see here. I'm going to read from Bashar's Basic Principles. We talked about Bashar not too long ago, and this is more detailed 14 principles. And I just want to read over them as we're celebrating the idea of being grateful, finding gratitude for all that is. What better way to do that than to focus on these principles that I'm going to share that really, really drive home the reality of the situation in which you find yourself in currently, and how beautiful, how empowering it is. Before I do that, though, I would like to take a moment and read a review on iTunes. You guys know I love my reviews. And I just looking, yesterday's review was titled Gratitude, but leading right up to today, a little bit different. This one's by Entertaining Horror Comedy, and a wonderful resource for folks looking to expand their consciousness. I recently discovered this podcast via the Psychic Teachers podcast and have been thoroughly enjoying it ever since. Brandon does an amazing job of finding guests with all kinds of insights and backgrounds to participate in lively discussions pertaining to consciousness and the great mysteries of life. Oh, thank you, Entertaining Horror Comedy. I love your name, by the way. That's quite entertaining in and of itself. Thank you for taking the time to review. Send some love back my direction. So glad you found this show through the awesome podcast Psychic Teachers. And if you guys haven't checked out Psychic Teachers, I would recommend that you do so. Both the ladies who run the show, of course, have been on Positive Head in the past, and I was just a guest on their show and love them. They're amazing, magical, psychically gifted ladies who are spreading all kinds of goodness to the world. So I encourage you guys to check that out. And if you haven't reviewed on iTunes, you can see it makes me excited. Come on, you guys want to make me happy, right? You know my happiness depends on you, right? It's all based on you and what you do. Talk about the antithesis of what we teach here. Just kidding. It doesn't circle or rotate around you. No pressure. But if you do review, it certainly helps to give me a boost in the right direction. Fuels my fire. Not only fuels my fire to continue this labor of love, but also helps us to reach new people. So, all right, let's jump right in, shall we? I want to read Bashar's basic principles. What are Bashar's basic principles? And you guys know I like Bashar a lot. He's a fascinating channel, claims to channel extraterrestrial entity. I don't know if it's true or not. All I know is his information is highly entertaining, very profound, very inspiring. And so, yeah, I'm going to share it. Here's the 14 principles according to Bashar. And I'm just going to read through them and just talk a little bit about each of them. Once again, today being a day that is focused on what we can be thankful for. So what we can be thankful for. I'm thankful for these 14 principles because they really help us to, once again, whatever situation you're in, these 14 principles that I'm about to read off and talk about a little bit, they really bring home the reality of the situation in which you find yourself. And it is not so bad. Actually, it's so good. It's so inspiring when you can bring this awareness to everything that you're going through, even if it's difficult. Number one, you are a non-physical consciousness that is experiencing physical reality. So what does that mean? Well, what it says, you're a human being you are not a human being trying to have a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. You are literally dipping your toe into this. I can't talk today, guys. I'm thinking too much about all the wonderful food I'm going to eat here in a little bit. You are dipping your toe into this physical reality. You are so much more than you realize. And that's part of the game that you came here to play. You wanted to be cut off from all of that magical power that you have so that you can have the experience of finding it again. It's a little game, hide of game and seek, game of hide and seek that we play. I'm going to call this the tongue twister episode. A little game of hide and seek that we all play with ourselves throughout eternity. So, that in and of itself is, you're eternal. You always will be. You always have been. You just don't remember. You have amnesia to that fact. And this is this puts everything into context and makes really all your concerns relatively insignificant because, a billion years from now, you'll be with as much time as you have in front of you now, at least if you think in physical terms of the idea of time. No time, right? In eternity, really. Number two, you are created in the image of the Creator. Your essential essence is unconditional love, and the experience of ecstasy is your birthright. We just talked about this. Unconditional love. There is no conditions to the love that your higher self or source has for you. Right? It is unconditional. ecstasy. This is your birthright. You've just got to, you get to get in alignment with this ecstasy. This ecstasy comes from knowing and aligning with this powerful truth that you've always been, always will be, and you're unconditionally loved. That's how the creator is. That's what the creator is. It's unconditional love. You're created in the image. You are a fractal of source. You are a chip off the block. You are a drop out of that ocean, but the ocean's contained in the drop. Number 3, you are here on earth at this time because you chose to be. This didn't happen to you. It happened through you. It happened for you. You are so blessed just to be here, to get the opportunity to grow, even if it's difficult what you're going through. You long for this sort of thing on the other side because you can't have the type of growth there that you have here, which is why we come here in this domain of friction between positive forces, negative forces. This is Earth School. You chose to be here. Yes, it's not always roses and butterflies, but that's the point. That's what causes the growth. That's what causes the deep appreciation for all that you truly are. So bring that awareness to your moment, any moment, especially a trying moment. And you talk about leveling up quickly. You talk about transmuting things, becoming a spiritual alchemist. That's how you do it. Number 4, the highest purpose of your life is to be yourself to the best of your ability and live each moment as fully as possible. This is it. You didn't come here to work and die and that's it. To be yourself to the best of your ability. You are a complete original. Not only are we all one, but we're fractals of the one and unique fractals. So we're the same and we're totally different, both simultaneously, a divine dichotomy, right? You are completely unique. Don't try and imitate anyone else. Everyone else is taken. You are an original. You are here to even when it's uncomfortable, and usually it is, to push yourself to the edge, to really go for it, to really dream big, to really push yourself out there and take that step, that walk off the cliff that Terence McKenna refers to, and fall into the abyss and find it's a feather bed waiting for you. You don't want to end up back on the other side and say, I wish I'd been more brave. I wish I'd encapsulated the truth, been my most grand and greatest self. Number 5, you always have free will and the freedom to choose. Always, always, always. You guys hear me say it. Your life plays out at the corner of free will and destiny. There's infinite versions of you. There is no time, so it's all destined in that sense. But there's infinite versions of you, so you always have the free will to create a whole new timeline, to go down a whole new timeline, right? And it's infinite. Source is infinite, and you're source. You always have the free will to choose something different. Just start by getting in vibrational alignment with it and acting as if. Number 6, anything you can imagine that is relevant for your life is possible for you to experience. Anything that you guys can imagine, Source has thought of to the 10th power. There's things you haven't thought of, everything in between. It is infinite. It is infinitely abundant. Anything you can imagine that is relevant for your life is possible for you to experience, as long as you believe it. That's the starting point. Is that it's not the only point, but it's the starting point. You must be able to believe it to achieve it. Be it to see it. Start being it now. Right this moment. Henry Ford said it best. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Number 7, you attract your life experiences through the interaction of your strongest beliefs, emotions, and actions. Guys, if you want to know what you're going to see tomorrow, look at what you're feeling today. What are you resonating with today? That energy, that vibration that you're drumming up, the strongest beliefs, emotions, and actions are all that is why a lot of times you get a mixed bag, because we're offering mixed vibrations and we get a mixed bag. If you want to look at what's going to come through, the strongest things are going to come through. So your number one thing, as I always say, is number one thing you're here to do is to manage your vibration. Get to it. Get to managing your vibration. This is such a simple, on one hand, simple thing to do, to say, I'm going to just slow down and I'm going to focus on managing my vibration today. This is going to be, if you want to know what's going to happen outside of you, look what's happening inside of you. Number 8, excitement is the physical translation of the vibrational resonance that is your true core natural being. Follow your excitement. Guys, that's the whole reason I do this podcast. I always say to people, it's like better than any drug, any psychedelic, and I've tried a few for sure. I've definitely dabbled with using a substance to expand my awareness and my vibration, and it's all can be good and well and good in the right context, but compared to the natural high that I get when I tap into this information, it's why I do the show. What's happening? I'm plugging myself into source. I'm aligning myself with source, and it's coming through me. You guys can hear it in the excitement, the translation of the vibrational resonance that is my true core natural being is flowing through the microphone out into the world. You're feeling that excitement. It's why you're resonating with it, because it's a part of you. I'm a reflection of you. The same excitement that's flowing through me is now connecting with you as an extension of me, and vice versa, right? Let's do more of this. Let's do things that get your excitement raised, get your vibration raised. Right now, your vibration is raised hearing this. Let's do things that continue that. Let's continue. Managing that vibration is our number one job. Number 9, you are naturally abundant, and your choices are always supported by creation. You are abundance itself. Any of you have lived in, paycheck to paycheck and counting pennies. And I've been there, right? I've definitely had some interesting swings with this whole abundance thing. Attracting a lot of abundance, not having anything, everything in between, right? The truth, though, behind it all, I found from very firsthand, experiences that are somewhat wild swings compared to a lot of people's journey, is abundance is the natural birthright. That's what I am. I am the one that created it all, as are you, right? We are it. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are abundance. We're so abundant. We not only created this planet and all the abundance and resources on it, but this is a speck in the infinite cosmos that goes on for eternity. That's the abundance that you come from and are connected to and can call forth, right? Stop acting so small. You are the universe in motion, and you are always supported by any choice you make, even if it's a non-abundant choice, because in the end, that's a part of the journey as well. So you have a choice. There's no right or wrong. You'll always be supported in whatever you do, and it will always serve you in some way. So we can relax about getting it wrong, because you can't really get it wrong. The question is, what do you want next? Number 10, there's actually only one moment in creation. Everything you experience is the same moment from a different point of view. I say this all the time. We're in eternity right now. We're floating in eternity. Your 5th birthday party is happening on another channel right now. You're just not tuned into it. That means also the future you, this abundant version, this fulfilled, ecstatic version of self that exists as a possibility. We know it's a possibility because we just thought of it right now, right? So all we need to do is make it our job to get into vibrational alignment with it. We be it to see it. You don't go around and move things around in the physical world and make it happen that way and then become, that's not how it works. There is no out there. It's a reflection of your internal state. Number 11, you create the past and the future from the here and now. Now, this is a really interesting thing that Sandra Walter talked about recently in the interview I did with her, how the past and the future are collapsing into the eternal now for many people as they ascend. And that's because there is no time. We're in the now/no time, where you know everything in that time as well. So it is, as we ascend vibrationally, as we get more in line with our higher self, all of our intuition kicks in. So we know more about the quote unquote future, right? Or we change the past vibrationally. This is what happens with like past life regressions and stuff. These people who have these, horrible afflictions that no doctor can fix. They go back in time vibrationally, they relive the experience, they release it, and all of a sudden, magically, the horrible migraine disappears, or whatever the ailment was goes away. Because you create the past. You can recreate the past and future from the here and now. Most people think about creating the future much more simply, right, from linear timeline, but you can actually do the same thing, rewrite the past vibrationally. Isn't that powerful to know that you can go back in time and rewrite the story of what happened to you that's been crippling you all this time, even in this life, right? Just going back and retelling, sit there, something that really scarred you, go back, do a meditation, go back and rewrite the story, right? And then watch the changes that it causes, the ripple effect that you send through eternity, the timeline jump you do by making this conscious choice, by taking your power to create your reality. Number 12, you are an eternal being, and while you may change your form, you cannot cease to exist. This is a great one. You can relax, guys. You're in eternity right now. You've changed form into whoever you are. You'll change form again. You've been many, many forms. You'll be many, many forms again. And it's on and 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 on. But you is always. I am that. I am. You are it. Relax about it all. This is just for fun. This is, it may seem really serious sometimes, but that's based off the perspective you've adopted. It is now. You are now. There's nowhere you got to be, nothing you got to do. In the end, nothing matters. Everything counts. Nothing matters. Both, right? So just relax about it. Just relax into your life a little bit. Stop taking yourself so seriously. Number 13, everything you experience is another aspect of yourself. One of my favorite things to talk about. Everywhere you go, you're there waiting for yourself. There are no others. Start living yourself as that, realizing you are the center of your own private universe. Everything you see, everything around you, everything in your world is a projection of you in some way. It's an extension of self. You are the center of your own private universe. I'm a prop in your movie, just like you're a prop in mine, right? There's only one of us listening to this show right now. That's the truth of it. It's just another you. If someone's bringing you a trying lesson, look at it as, why is this happening for me? Why is this extension of me bringing this to me? Why is it being served up of all the things that could be served up vibrationally? What gift is there behind the lump of coal? Or, oh, wow, this is apparently beautiful. I'm definitely getting some things right as I see these beautiful reflections. And there's so many beautiful reflections that you could start focusing on that maybe you've been taking for granted. Start giving them their due and watch more things flow, because what have you done? You've gotten into vibrational alignment with abundance, with beauty, with joy. And so you're a creator. What does the creator do? It creates with its vibration. So that's how you can create and call in more. Number 14, you are loved so unconditionally by creation that you can even choose to believe that you are not loved. That's a funny one, right? And how many of us have done it? We've done it many, many times, and it's a tool. It's a tool to say I'm not loved and to cut myself off and feel self-loathing or pain or, loneliness or doubt or, any of those experiences that come from cutting yourself off from the unconditional love that is flowing to you eternally from source. It loves you so much, it'll give you that experience, your higher self. It'll give you the experience of thinking that you're not loved, believing that you're not loved, so that you can better appreciate coming back to it again. Right? It's, you can't know that which you are unless you know that which you are not. So even that is a loving thing to do. So it's all understanding the perspective. The question is, what do you want to tap into next? If you want to choose to believe that you're not loved, I say go for it. That's a part of experience that source longs to have, which is why it does it. And it serves at some level. For me, I'm at a point where I'm ready to really see what it's like to move into this unconditional, loving flow, sync up with source, and see what I can create from that place. And I think you are too, which is why you're here, which is why we're connecting, and why I appreciate and love you all so much unconditionally. That's it for today's episode, guys. That's the 14 basic principles according to Bashar. I love them all. I hope you take them, apply them to your day. It's so much, 14 wonderful reasons to be grateful and to express gratitude on this day, no matter what's going on. And with that being said, I do have a song to leave you with. I was thinking, what would be a good Thanksgiving-ish, gratitude-based song? And I was looking at several different options, and I thought, oh, you know what? My old band way back in the day, Kundalini, who I think I've played a song or two over the years, one of our most popular songs was a song called KIT, Keep in Touch. And it was, we made this album back in 2003. And this song was one of the most popular fan favorites at the time. And you'll hear Thanks for Calling. And I am so thankful for you guys for calling, for connecting, for sharing, for loving. You are all so beautiful. Until next time. This is KIT by Kundalini. Hope you enjoy. Journey well. Also, if you're craving more consciousness elevating content, be sure to check out Gaia, which is my personal go-to source for streaming consciousness content on the web, where you can stream an incredible 7,000 plus exclusive videos covering 5,000 years of wisdom. As you all hear me constantly say, it's a daily conscious effort to maintain an elevated vibration. And if you're looking to journey deep down the rabbit hole to do so, then Gaia is the best place I know of to do it, period. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out.
My friend, how have you been? How's the wife and that scared job with him? 'Cause lately I've been hearing on the streets in my sleep again. Thanks for calling. I know you're falling. Stay in touch with you. My friend, what do you think? How's your job, the car, your life as you sink? Got to go, but I'll see you real soon. Please pray for me while clenching the wound. Thanks for calling. I know you're falling. Stay in touch with you.
It's been countless days and many nights and just walked away and now my life, and I remember how you used to say the only thing in life guaranteed is change. And I've been searching high and searching low, but don't nobody know which way the wind will blow. And so it goes, who knows, our paths could cross again. Remember me the way.
Thanks for calling. I know you're falling. Stay in touch with you. Thanks for calling. I know you're falling. Stay in touch with you.